We are from Onana, and we very much do not care for the Wolfkin. If you know our say, we were once invaded by the Lupine. We do not see a way. They were who we were because they saw a way we saw, which was our way, and they said, we see it, and that was not who we were. They came and they went to the other side of the rail, and they said, this is ours now, and they just set up shop, and we said, you can't see, and then eventually there was bloodshed. We don't really see a way many saw as we see, but they do not in any way have a way to see what we see, which is exactly what ours is, and they don't understand Helolika, which was the way we see, and they don't care about it. We had war with them for nearly 84 years, and then they decided it was not worth the time. This was sad because we had lost far too many, and they were too powerful. At this time, they decided that they would not see us anymore, and they had poisoned many wells and hunters' streams to kill the wildlife. We had many animals that are here now, including rabbit and furcon. It's like a deer. I can't tell you what I see when I see one because it is not good. Before this way, we were not much to see. We were clones from near to Clamera, and we just worked in a factory mills, and we would just do what they say. Most of us had a slave crown, and we did not remember very much afterwards, and they said, no more of that, and they sent us there, and they gave us this rock, and that was supposed to be ours to it. And then we went on the Tave. There were two worlds to them. You see that? And both of them came in here, and they're in the back lot. It's Johnny Kilisi and Norca Lamarca. And the settlements are quite old. They lived like Brusque Dynast. It's very old. Their highest technology was probably like a sea skimmer or a sea flyer or a tree skimmer. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they were probably indebted to the rock so that they had to buy themselves a way to the sky, which was probably the style at the times. I don't need to go into it, but I know what they are and what they were. They're not friends with a few different groups, and it is what it is. It's not like they just see themselves, but they have a very long story, and they've been mishandled and mistreated quite a bit. They used to make Germa, when Germa is I would say a country from Kuki that moved over to a moon. And when they went there, they went clown crazy, and they started building all these factories that were subpar. And somebody investigated them. They're just dead, lying around, and they didn't even clean them up and shit. And they're like, well, what the fuck is all this? And they said, okay, you can't have clones anymore. And then they took all the guys to these two very far apart remote rocks, and they're like, here, you can stay here. This one's pretty good, and you can stay here. This one's not as good, but it's still okay. And the one was called the Dark, and the one was called the Sun. And I have a book about it called Lucy's Nair. And it's sort of interesting. And they have a right to be mad about it because it wasn't theirs. But actually, the Jani Mora made a mistake, and they said that they could go there. And that was why they actually pulled out, is because the Jani Mora recognized its paperwork mistake, snafu, which was happening almost all throughout their region because someone brought a Kaidio Kalaika in there, and they started messing with all their satellites, which at the time were fairly basic, and they were bought from another Eantientia, which is basically another solar system. And Overrider wasn't from there. He was from who they were at war with in a previous sort of a generation system across from there, which they did not care for. And so it was just staccato domino rally sort of a kind of a problem, and then they just ended up picking up the butt for it. So it is what it is. Do you understand? It's just shit.